Here we go.
Yo. Scuddy my G's.
What
First
up,
one's
brother?
in the books. Homie got his voice back. You see what I mean? I'm not coughing up a lung no more.
Me too.
But yo, let me we're gonna do it like this, right? Intro to the show. Always take a shot, right? Yo, this one is probably gonna be the first of many. Yo, we're gonna shut it down. We're gonna be drunk on live television or on live online, talking that sports shit that nobody else really doing right now. Cause ain't nobody gonna be fucking with us eventually. I guarantee y'all. But yo, y'all my brothers. I wouldn't want to do this with anybody else. Y'all feel me?
Sir.
Absolutely. Salute.
Woo.
Ooh, I like that.
Ooh, 1800
All right.
tastes good.
Ooh, let's get into it. Look, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Drunk Sports Talk, your favorite podcasters.
Oh.
Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us tonight. And believe me, we appreciate that. If you don't know me, get to know me. It's your boy Johnny Cash. And I got my brothers with me, my brothers from another mother. I got my man at television, and I got my man Q. What's going on, y'all?
Yo, what's goody, baby? What's goody, man?
I'm blessed, man. We talking heavy Knicks tonight, you know what I'm saying? We talking heavy Knicks tonight because we in the town. Everybody's wondering what's going on. Talking free agent moves, right? Or lack thereof, because Knicks has been kind of quiet. You know, we thought they was gonna make some noise at the draft, but yeah, and for now, but nothing went down at the draft. But I want to get into the Rich Paul thing, man. The news has been out for a couple of days now, but obviously we didn't get to talk about it. Rich Paul, if y'all don't know who he is, CEO of Clutch Sports, super agent, has a laundry list of clients. Zach LaVine being one of them. Also LeBron's homie from back in the day. He's a power player in this game. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
This is what he recently said, and I'm gonna read it. You sent this to me the other day, Ed.
Yes, sir.
Rich Paul has told people that he prefers to have 0 clients play for the Knicks. Prefers to have 0 clients for the Knicks, right? So when I heard this, I'm saying to myself, yo, what's good? Why he fronting on the city like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's that all about? So I'm corresponding back and forth with Ed, right? We talking about it. I do a little bit of research myself, you know what I'm saying? And I came up with a couple of things. One, there's a rumor going around in the NBA that the Knicks favor CAA clients. We all know Leon Rose, former CAA agent. Now he's Knicks brass management. But there's a rumor going around that Leon Rose favors CAA agents with contracts, playing time, etc., etc. That's one of them. So that's strike one, right? Strike two. I don't know if y'all remember a couple years back, there was this concerted effort with all these different agencies to kind of put Rich Paul out of business. I don't know if you guys remember that. They were putting this little bullshit legislation in place saying that you couldn't be an agent if you don't have a college degree. And Rich Paul only has a high school degree. Thank God that shit didn't fly. They shut that down. But I want to say, if I remember right, Leon Rose and CAA and a bunch of other different agencies were a part of trying to put him out of business. You know what I mean? But LeBron and them is sturdy out here. You feel me?
Oh yeah.
And it didn't go down. So I think he's a little bit bitter about that. And then the other thing is what you brought to my attention was the Cam Reddish deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
We give up a pick for Atlanta. We get Cam Reddish back, right? And which, again, a Rich Paul client.
Right? But going back to that trade, sorry to cut you off. We won that trade.
Absolutely. Cam Reddish.
For Kevin Knox, he was a bust.
Kevin Knox was a bust. Cam Reddish, I think, was a great player, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he didn't get his chance to shine, but regardless, Tibbs, whatever it was, Tibbs had a problem with him. He didn't play. We wound up trading him. Even though we won that trade, we lost the trade because we gave up a draft pick basically for no reason.
Yeah.
At television, I'm gonna go to you first, man. What is your take on the whole Rich Paul thing? Oh, my fault. I say all that to say this. That is hindering talks that we were having with Chicago to bring Zach LaVine over to the Knicks. Because, again, Zach LaVine, Rich Paul client. Mm-hmm. Ed, what's your take on this?
Well, first off, Zach LaVine already was about to be a Knick in the first place before the deadline. Remember? Like, they had a package for him. They just needed to get the deal signed, sealed, and delivered. But they pulled the plug. The Knicks pulled the plug last minute, right? And now, all this that's transpiring, I just think, much success to Chris Paul. Shout out to Chris Paul for not Chris Paul, Rich Paul.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Rich Paul for everything that he's doing. But I feel like, in my personal opinion, maybe I sound a little bit biased. I feel like that's very unprofessional because, he's stopping motherfuckers from getting the bag. You know what I mean? Not only are you going to play in the Mecca for the Knicks at the Garden, but, like these dudes that, like a Zach LaVine, anybody that he has a client, Van Fleet, anybody could get that bag from the Knicks and can help, get that Knicks in over the hump and live in Knicks law and get us a chip out here. So,
absolutely.
I know everyone's even deeper with the whole LeBron, choosing Miami over the Knicks and everything. It runs deep, but I personally don't like that. It rubs me off the wrong way.
Do you think those Zach LaVine talks are dead in the water, or do you think there's a possibility that Chicago steps in? Because he doesn't have a no trade clause, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
you think that they step in and that somehow the deal goes through?
To be honest, man, politics is sports, man. So I don't think so. I think, they're gonna do whatever the hell they need to do to get them not to come here to New York.
Absolutely. Q, you're one of the most knowledgeable sports guys I know, man. We politic all day, barbershop talk. What's your take on this whole thing, brother?
I'm a diehard Knicks fan, you know what I mean? And, everybody always want to hate on the Knicks, man. Like, that's always want to hate on us, like with the fucking Patriots or the Yankees that just win all the fucking time, man. Like, but the Zach LaVine trade, man, it might just be Rich Paul's way of saying, damn, y'all pulled out. Yeah, y'all didn't want to take Zach LaVine, but that trade was preposterous, son. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we were giving up way too much to get him, but we both know that he's just maybe a half a tier above RJ Barrett, which we were gonna lose. So, you know what I mean? Amongst other things, you know what I mean? I can't say Zach LaVine is way iller than RJ Barrett. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I don't feel that way. But, some people want to just, you know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't people want to make headlines and do what they want to do? Like, I was just reading an article just right before we got on about Rich Paul. You know what I mean? Talking about how he don't want teams to draft his agent from Kentucky, that college kid from Kentucky, Chris Livingston. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They don't want nobody to draft him. So, everybody has their own perspective. But at the end of the day, it's all business. Zach LaVine is going to come to New York. Yeah. When you pull out of deals, it's got to be for the right business. And I liked where I saw where the Knicks was going, and I like where they left off last year. Even though RJ kind of showed up a little bit too late, Julius Randle was hurt, didn't show up enough as always, which is a consistent thing. But I still think there's moves for us to have right now in the future, in my opinion.
No, absolutely. I'm going to disagree slightly with you. I think Zach is a lot better than RJ. And I'm going to tell you why, because one of the gaping and glaring holes in the Miami series, right? Not as much as the Cleveland series, but in the Miami series was when they were going these runs. Other than the 3-point shooting and not being able to run these guys off the perimeter and all that, that was, but when they were going on these runs, right? To close out the quarters and the halves, right? We would have strong first halves, but then we would kind of fall off in the second half. There wasn't a certified bucket, in my opinion, other than Jalen Brunson, to go out there and just stop that run. You know what I mean? I think Zach LaVine does that. I think he's a bucket. I'm looking at his stats right now. He's 48% from the field, 37.5% from 3-point range. He's shooting 84% from the free throw line. 4 boards, 4 assists.
24.8
points. Yo, I take Zach LaVine. I wanted Bill. Yeah. Not to cut you off. I thought Bill would be a perfect fit with Jalen, but obviously that didn't happen. Yeah. I'm not opposed to Zach LaVine. You know what I mean? What are you gonna say, Ed?
I was gonna say that one key factor too about LaVine, that he played 77 games this year. That's a big factor in today's NBA. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. You need a player like that. Not that RJ missed that many games either, but I feel I agree to disagree with Quest too, because I feel like Zach is an all-star compared to RJ. I love RJ. I was there when he got drafted.
Too.
I love the way he balled out this playoffs, but I just feel like Zach would be that dude to take us, slightly over the second round, probably Eastern Conference Finals. You never know.
Indeed.
Now, I guess my question for y'all: do you think it's because he has just a little bit more? He's just a little bit more seasoned.
I think he's got more dog in him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like look at RJ Barrett's stats. Was it he played 73 games, 30 minutes, 20 damn near 20 points a game, 43% from the field goal, 31 at the 3-point, 5 rebounds, almost 3 assists, bro. That's just slightly below what Zach LaVine was doing. It's my opinion.
And that's
what I mean. Like,
I'm giving it that. That's you know what. What did Jay say? Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So I give you that. But sometimes it's the eye test, it's the smell test. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can compare stats all day. Like, and I'm not saying you're wrong. Don't get me wrong. I like RJ a lot. He's one of us. He wanted to be here. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I want to give RJ up. I think he'll get better. I do think there's somewhat of a ceiling with RJ. You know what I mean? It's we're going into year 4 or 5 or 4, right? 4.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah, it's going on year 4. Well, this is going to be his 5th.
I don't see the.
He just finished his 4th year.
He just finished his 4th year, so going into the 5th. I don't see the fast twitch. I don't see like. He's a great player. 20 points. I think he's a number 3 option on a championship team. I don't think he's a Robin.
No,
definitely not a Batman. And there's no slight to him. Matter of fact, let's take a shot for RJ Barrett.
Word, RJ, baby.
So I'll take a sip for RJ because I got to go downstairs to get another shot. But that's a good point because watching RJ Barrett play, you're right. He doesn't have that dog, that explosiveness, that willing to be like, you can still see in his gameplay.
Yeah.
He want to pass the ball. You know, like when he gets in a bad predicament. Yeah. And he's all right because he's a lefty too, which is awesome because like I feel
everybody on the Knicks is lefty. Like.
my thing with RJ, I love his game. I love his progression. But what we need now to get over the hump to win this championship, we need something that's slightly better than him. And I agree, he's a lefty, and the thing that I dislike about him is that he shies away from the game. Like, when his shot's not going down, he forgets that he's a difficult person to stop going into the hole. Go to the hole, forget that jump shot, go to the hole, like get some buckets that way. But
just to be clear, like I didn't want to not take LaVine because I would have took LaVine, but I'm not taking LaVine, losing RJ, half the bench, and then a shitload of picks.
I don't know. They didn't really come. Not to cut you off. They didn't really disclose what the parameters of the deal were. Right. I don't believe they. I think it was just like preliminary talks. Might even been hearsay. But
I remember like when they were gonna trade him to the Knicks before the trade deadline. I know it was LaVine for I think it was Quickly, Obi, and Grimes in the pick, if I'm not mistaken.
That's too much. That's too much.
That was too much in that period of time. That was too much. Because they're trying to close that team. That's way too much.
That's way too much.
Yeah. And that's what the rumors was, right? And then I think it might have even been a couple of picks, if I'm not mistaken. Like everybody's trying to steal all our picks because we got a shitload of picks.
Yeah, we made so many bad picks before.
A lot of protected picks though. Like
I know, which is sucky, man. But I fuck with LaVine, man. Like I would have took him on to the Knicks, man, and I think he would have made it better. But like, in your opinion, now, do y'all think getting rid like us taking LaVine? You think we have to lose RJ? Like, what do we do at that point now? You think RJ's gonna come off the bench at that point if RJ was to stay?
I think RJ has to go.
I think the package deal for the Knicks to get anybody in return, it has to be RJ and Quickly. Those guys got to be included. RJ and Quickly. Those guys are the guys that.
Because we're not giving up Randall for LaVine. Yeah. But speaking of Julius Randle, right?
Oh, Juju.
Listen, that's a hot topic, man.
Shots to Juju.
It's a sensitive subject. Listen, Julius Randle. Let me preface it let me couch it by saying this, okay? There's a love-hate relationship with Julius Randle in the city, right?
Oh yeah.
Sometimes I'm cursing Julius Randle out, and sometimes I love him. You feel me? I straddled the fence a little bit with Julius. But I will say this, right? All the people that hate him and want him out of here, let's pump the brakes just a little bit. Let's pump the fucking brakes a little bit, okay?
25 and 10.
We're talking 25 and 10, right? We're talking two-time All-NBA player, two-time All-Star, most improved player, and his three-point shooting has improved, right?
Well, it's
slightly below, but he's shooting them more. He had some very big games against Miami. Now, I know what everybody's going to say. They're going to say, we're going to go back to 2 years ago, right? Against the Atlanta series, right? No show. Here's my theory on that. And this year, no show too, but here's my theory on that. And I want y'all to rebut this, right? For me. I think 2 years ago in Atlanta, those lights were very, very bright. You know what I mean? He was just coming into his own. I think it was bright for the whole team. We hadn't been in the playoffs for a long time. He was on Lakers. He was on the Pelicans, right? Mm-hmm. Those lights, well, in LA, but he wasn't a guy in LA. He was the guy that year. Most improved player. Those lights are very bright. I'm going to give him a pass for that. All right?
Word.
This year, I believe that his ankle, because he's walking around in the boot. We've seen him on the podcast, Pete, Paul George podcast, right?
Yeah.
Had the boot on. He had surgery. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt again because I believe he was more hurt than he was letting on. And that makes me give him some props because he was gutting it out. He was playing on a bad ankle. So we're gonna give him a pass on that. But all you guys who want Julius out of town, what are you getting back for Julius, right?
Word. What is really out there for Julius in return?
What is Edwin? I'm gonna go to you first this time. What is your take on Julius Randle?
I want to keep him because, like, you bringing up good points, man. Because not only did me giving him the benefit of the doubt, he just looked like he was hurt, you know. And even in the first series, he just looked like he was ball off. What was crazy when he did get hurt, like right before he got hurt, like on those last couple of games, he was doing all right, man. He was putting some pressure, like he was actually making some buckets, you know, not being the same old Randall who just doesn't know what to do with the ball sometimes until after he got hurt. Because then he started playing ISO ball, but then he was looking like the old Randall because now he gets a little flustered, right? You guys seen it in last year. He starts dribbling the ball, can't really go left sometimes, and then he's just stuck in the corner. He's either going to do two things, and both of them were bad at that point. He's either going to do a bad shot or do a bad pass, and it's going to lead to something instead of moving the ball around. And he was kind of doing that, even hurt, but not even that bad. That's why I was just like, you know what? I'll stay with the homie, man. You know what I mean? He without him, we probably wouldn't have gone as far or been as dominant throughout the season. You know what I mean? We finished fourth. I can't remember the last time we got the fourth place. You know, maybe without Randall, we maybe get up playing, but that's only because the top 12 teams play. You know what I mean? Like damn near everybody's allowed to almost get into the playoffs now in the NBA. As long as you can work hard enough below. But you know, that's my dude, and I appreciate what he's done for the team. I don't want to see him go. But, you know, for somebody who's done so much for the team and improving his game, he looks like he's working hard, and seeing him with the boot, that was just a selling point. I was like, damn, I didn't realize it was that bad. Right when I spoke to you, Cash, I was like, man, I didn't realize it was that bad of an ankle that homie needed a boot. And how long ago after?
And he came back, and he came to chime in on what you're saying about the boot. He came back from that injury quick, and what he dropped the first game from that injury. He dropped 25. He dropped 25. He dropped 25, 12 rebounds, 8 assists. You know, from
we almost had a triple double.
Yeah, look at that with a banged up ankle. And I'm looking at his stats now. He actually had a better series against Miami. We bashed him, a lot of us, me included. I bashed him a lot during the Miami series, but he had a better series against Miami than he did with the series that we won against Cleveland.
They're talking about Karl Anthony Towns. No disrespect, but I don't see the major difference. Karl Anthony Towns is a great player. I get that. But my question is, if you are gonna get rid of Randall, right? They're gonna package him with picks or Quickly or Grimes or whatever the combination is. What are you gonna get back, bro? What are you gonna get back? You got to get back an all-star, bro. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean?
None whatsoever.
At minimum, like, and all the players that will be worthy of it, are gonna be all the players that we're probably not even gonna be able to get. Like if we losing Randall and Picks and maybe one other dude on the bench, we're gonna need at least an Embiid. We're gonna need at least a Giannis. But we're gonna need players that probably not gonna leave and they're not gonna be up for grabs for a minute. And just looking at them, Giannis wants to be in the Bucks for the rest of his life. He said, I don't know if it's gonna hold true, but that's what he said. Embiid. Oh no, the Sixers might have a better shot at Embiid. Looking like he getting a little bit tight at the Sixers. He's getting tired. He's getting tired. Them dudes should have had it. I thought they were gonna go. I thought they had the gusto. I thought they were gonna take it all this year.
I agree.
100%.
I want to play a clip from Julius Randle, but I want to state that this is we're playing this with the Fair Use Act. So this is not we don't own this material, we don't own this clip, but with the YouTube Fair Use Act, we're gonna play this clip. This is Julius Randle on the Podcast P, aka Playoff P, aka PG County, aka Paul George show.
But when I got to New York, bro, I say first thing first, like 101. If you want like a lesson, don't do thumbs down, like
don't
to
do
the
that.
crowds. Yeah, I did that.
They gonna throw a soda bottle at you.
Yeah, that didn't work out well for me. Yeah, that was maybe my.
It was on your ass.
Yeah, that was my immaturity, maybe. Yeah, but yeah, don't do that. But I honestly I love it, bro, because it's made me the player I am today. You know what I mean? That. It pushes me. It all depends on how you look at it, bro. It can be tough for some people, and it's been tough for me. It's been tough for me. It's been tough for my family.
Yo,
shout out to Drew for that, man.
I love that. Shout out to Drew. I love that. I'm gonna tell you why I love that clip. Ready? It shows growth.
Yes.
It shows maturity. Right? It showed, like, when he did that, everybody was killing him. Listen, he's a man. He has emotions. He's human, right? Did I like it? Nah, I wasn't crazy about it. He's fronting on the city, boy. You see my hat, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On front of the city. But you know what? It's a lot of, like we said before, a lot of pressure, right?
Yeah.
But it shows growth, shows maturity, and he wants to be here. He wants to be here, and he's improving. He's improving every year. You know what I'm saying?
And he chose to be here.
Julius was bully balling these dudes in Cleveland that first series. Let's not even act like he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? When you see that clip, I'm gonna go to you, Ed. When you see that clip, right? What do you feel about that clip?
To be honest, I was one of the ones that were killing him when he put the whole thumbs down. I'm like, oh, hell no. You want to come to the Knicks? You want to come to New York and put thumbs down to us? I was like, you can get the fuck out of here. I'm always big on, if you don't want to be here, get the fuck up out of here.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Get the fuck out of here. This nigga's scared. You know what I mean? Like, but when I saw that, on the podcast, I was like, you know what? He earned my respect again. Right there, what he said, not even this season. I'm gonna be straight up. When I heard him say that, I'm like, he earned my respect again. That's why I was like, you know what? We need this guy. He wants to be here. He wants to go out. He chose to come to New York. There's a lot of people that don't choose to come to New York. They're scared to come play at the Mecca and help us become a winner. So when he did that, I was like, you know what? Shout out to Drew. Like, let's build a team around him and Brunson.
Agreed. So here's my question to you guys, all right? We talked about Julius. We talked about a little bit about RJ. We didn't get to Obi yet. We'll get to that in a few minutes, right? The whole Tom Thibodeau secretly recorded conversation, potentially being traded. Then they drafted his brother. Head scratching shit. We'll get to that in a minute. But Bradley Beal's off the table, right? Chris Paul's off the table.
Zach LaVine looked like he might be off the table. Zach
LaVine's possibly off the table. There's a bunch of ancillary pieces I keep hearing. Every day you're hearing hot stove shit. We're going to get this guy, that guy. Quest, if you're the Knicks right now with all these pieces moving around, who are you targeting right now? Who are you aggressively targeting? And what do you think is the number one need for the Knicks right now?
It's hard to say because, like, you just named damn near everybody that we would aggressively target. And the people I would have targeted right up until I saw Jalen Brunson do what he did last year, his position is solidified now. We don't need a point guard no more.
Nope.
Like that dude is a dog. But what we desperately need is shooters. and we need some shooters, man, because we need some shooters and people to play on the bench who have to play off the bench or even starting who play defense. Because one of the biggest things that we weren't doing, and you saw when we was watching Miami with all these shooters, they're not spreading the floor. And when they are spreading the floor, we're not catching the rotations in time. Like I was on another podcast and I said the same thing. I'm like, yo, like how many open 3-pointers? Like, and granted, Eric Spoelstra is an awesome coach, and they have a lot of shooters, and 2 of them weren't even playing.
And most of the players were undrafted.
You know what I mean? But like, we don't have that. And if we don't have that, but we do have the heart, and it was a very close season. Because to be honest, the way that they were shooting against us, you would think we would have got dominated. But no, I think we gave Miami Heat the best run of their money because, to be honest, I think out of those 6 games, we held them down to under 100 points. I think like 4 of those times.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. I think one of I feel our necessities is obviously we need 3-and-D guys, right? We need shooters. No question about it. Shooters come at a premium. Everybody needs shooters, right? Shooters don't seem to grow on trees nowadays, right? We need shooters. We need perimeter defenders. We need on-ball defenders and off-ball defenders, right? Because whatever Spoelstra was running, that ball movement, there was always an open man, and we could not run these guys off the 3-point line. That was killing us, right? And then a big thing I think we need is we need a wing, a 3 that can defend and is a certified bucket. And I say that to say this. There's one guy we haven't brought up, and everybody's talking about him. And we actually brought him up slightly because Juju was on his podcast. But there's every Paul George talker going around the league, and the Knicks and the Hawks are one of them. Now, PG, certified bucket baller, can shoot, get to the hole, defender, on ball, off ball defense, the whole 9. Paul George gets busy, right? Playoff P, right? Here's the downfall, right? What is he, 33, 34? Major injuries in his career. Was hurt last year.
Played 56
heavy,
games last year.
56 games. Heavy price tag is going to be attached to him, right? It'd be like a 2-year rental, most likely, right? I say do it. A lot of people's killing me for saying that. Ed, I'm gonna go to you. PG in New York. What you think?
I think let's take the swing. Let's take the swing and get this guy. Yeah, he might be injury prone, but imagine what are the odds that he comes this season, we pull the trigger and we trade like a RJ and a Quickly for him, right? And we get him and he comes back healthy. The turnaround it'll be for us. You got somebody who's a bona fide star, along with Juju, along with Jalen. Along with if we keep our bench deep. He averaged 23.8, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 45% from the field, 37 from the 3-point line. That's the baller we need, in my opinion. That's the dude we need. That if like Jalen or Juju having a bad game, PG-13 can take over. He can take over. Like he's done it with Indiana. He's done it with the Clippers. He's proven, and that's the guy we need. I feel like pull the trigger. What are they waiting for? World Wild West. Rose. What are you guys waiting for? If he's there for the taking, do it.
You know what? Yeah, I think. Listen, you're absolutely right, and that goes back to what I said before. When the other team, and I'm thinking about the Heat in my mind, when the other team goes on that run, we need that one guy that's going to just get that bucket, going to go to the rack. He's unstoppable. Yeah. Shut this, you know what I'm saying? I think PG, I take a shot, 100% I take a shot on PG. I think him and Brunson would be magic together. Now,
take a shot for that.
Let's take a shot for that, right? Absolutely. Let me ask you this. Nori, you got me thinking about Nori right now. We done took your shit, Nori. Fuck it. Yo, here's my thing, right? Salud.
Salud.
The price tag for PG not gonna be light. We're gonna give up Quick, okay? Quick to me is a 6 Man of the Year award. I know Brogdon won it. Quickly supposed to have gotten that award.
They stole.
They jerked Quickly.
They robbed.
Right. Another reason, another thing where they always mess with the Knicks. I'm just spitballing here, but I'm thinking Quickly, probably RJ, They might even want some picks. They might even want you to throw a McBride in there or grind an ancillary piece. I don't know. You know what I mean? Maybe an Obi. I don't know what the league. A mixture. It's gonna be a hefty price tag. Where do you draw the line at though in terms of as far as like how much you're giving up for PG?
All right. Let me ask y'all a question. Mm-hmm. Who you think besides RJ and Quickly? What do you think? What else we should add to that? Because this whole new CBA, because this whole new CBA rule that's coming, like dudes are getting, I say team, like I feel like dudes are getting, teams are getting dudes for like nothing. Look at the whole Jason Collins.
Because they call them aprons. I know. We got to get a capologist on here because I'm not the most well-versed person with this, right? I'm trying to keep up with it. But these aprons, right? The first apron, the second apron. What I deduce from this, right? All this is basically a hard cap. That's what I see it as, a hard cap, and it's kind of shutting down the so-called super teams. Now, Phoenix just got Bradley Beal, right? But I think you're gonna see the decline of the three superstars, the big three, so to speak, right?
They snuck in that.
I'm giving up. If I'm the Knicks, I'm gonna give him RJ. I'm not gonna like giving him Quick, but I'll give him Quick, and maybe I'll give him like 2 firsts. Other than that, maybe 3 because they're protected first of all. So it's not like we're giving up lottery picks.
Yeah.
So I might do that. That's a very hefty tag. But hey, man, listen. What are we doing here, man?
We trying to win, man. We trying to win.
Why would we want? We can't run it back with the same crew, dog. Like you know what I mean? Like I understand they want people, progression and people to get better, and I do believe Quickly would get better because we talked about Julius having a bad playoffs. Quickly had a bad playoffs, bro.
Yeah, and then he was the anchor for our bench too. Like besides Josh Hart, he was the anchor for our bench, and when he went down, everything else went to shit. Yeah, because he was the only one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy because Josh Hart ended up starting a lot of those games in Miami.
Yeah. Him and Grimes, they had a flip. Him and Grimes, and then Grimes got hurt that one game that we won against Miami, right? That he stole the ball from Butler. And then we wound up winning that game at the Garden. He saved the day. Him and
that Grimes play
all those minutes.
That Grimes play was very. That was like he became a Knick. He became a Knick when he did that. You know how they say like you're not a true Yankee till A-Rod wasn't a true Yankee and Giambi wasn't a true Yankee, and then they became true Yankees. Yeah, he became a true Knick. But this is what I would like to say too. In the event of not getting PG, right? I don't think we're gonna get Dane. If Dane goes to Miami and we don't do that, I'm gonna be heated. I'm gonna break this Mac right here. But I like, and this is a name that comes up a lot, is DiVincenzo. I like DiVincenzo. No disrespect. I'm not being racist. The white boy can ball.
Another Wildcat.
You know what I'm saying? The white dude. He got ups.
Yeah.
He dunks on dudes. He can shoot.
He can defend.
He got a little handle.
Mm-hmm.
Me and you talked about this earlier, Ed. He's a little small for 6'4", but then again, that's what the league is right now, right?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on DiVincenzo coming over here?
Before quick, I'm gonna let you touch up on this, but before we get into that, people forget that Vincenzo helped the Wildcats. Wasn't he the MOP of that the second college run they had in Villanova? People forget we won that game for Villanova.
We're gonna be the New York Villanova Wildcats.
Not even just the Wildcats too, because we got Kentucky Wildcats and we got Villanova Wildcats on our squad. You know what I mean? It's just the New York Wildcats. Just changed the name. But people forget that he's very underrated. He just hasn't found the right team. So imagine he comes over to the Knicks and just balls out. That would be a great piece. And then that'll help us if we do pull the trigger for Paul George and lose RJ and Quickly, and we get PG. Boom. Vincenzo's the perfect piece to come off the bench to replace IQ.
Gives us major depth. Quest, what you think? What you think?
I would take it. It is small to be a 3-man, but you know what I mean. Like, there's always an upside to that, because probably he's definitely gonna be quicker. I've seen him ball. I didn't see him ball too much, but I've seen him ball, and he can ball for a white dude. You know what I mean? Like you said,
Yeah.
PG-13. I love PG. Yo, I was always a big fan of Paul George, man. Like always. Like every time I played 2K, I always like picked the team he was on. He just had like an ill form, like and shot But the only thing that worries me with him, which I would still take him, since that last 4 years he hasn't played more than 56 games. You know, that's my only worry. You know, for 4 years ago he played 40 games, then he plays 50-something games. Then he plays 40 games, then he plays 50-something games. Granted, he's always averaging 23, 22, 25 points a season. But damn, bro, that's only when you're really playing. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna need that 23, 24 points, you know, an extra 20 times a year, you know, in my opinion. But I still feel positive about us getting him. I don't know why. It just must be that energy. Julius Randle was on his podcast. It might seem like it's just fitting. And I think he would be a good fit because number one, what's crazy is that him even missing all those games, he's still a way better player than RJ Barrett. It's crazy. So just imagine if he could just give me 70 games, bro. I'll go to church next week. I promise you.
Word up, yo. Q.
He giving 65.
Yo, Q talking wild dirty because he said something beautiful because he was only in the podcast and saying, yo, how is it to play in New York? He played with Melo, and Melo played in New York, so he could pick Melo brain, and Melo could tell him, yo, it's nothing like the Garden. So that's even more bull. That's even, I get goosebumps, man. If PG comes to the Knicks, like, if we get breaking news right now, I'm getting his fucking jersey for PG.
Remember how the city was?
Yo.
You guys remember how the city was when Melo popped out and pulled up?
Oh, my God.
Even though we're not going to get back into that. We gave him too much for him, but the feeling in the city, like, it just felt like, you know what I'm saying?
We here now. That's how it felt.
New York been talk ever since Snoop came through and crushed the buildings. I'm trying to restore the feeling. That's how I felt. Man. I feel like the Knicks was back on the map at that point.
Yes.
Amari was here. Felton.
Tyson Chandler.
That's how I would feel if PG popped out in the city. You know what I'm saying? The city would be lit. 100%. Garden would be lit. Tell me I'm wrong.
It would be dope. Yo, I'm throwing some bread down on the tickets, man. I'll tell you that right now. To go see PG and Randall. Oh man, Jalen Brunson. Oh man.
Shit, I done seen the Knicks. I done seen the Knicks when they had like a trash starting five. So imagine this starting five.
Now,
boy,
I gotta ask you. We running down all Knicks. You know what I'm saying? We running down all Knicks. If you are a New York sports fan, if you a Knicks fan, this is where you want to be. You understand what I'm saying? Drunk sports talk. This is where you want to be. All New York talk, all drunk talk. The city is we from the city. You know what I'm saying? But yo. Obi Toppin, right? Let's unpack Obi Toppin for me. I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time on it, but we got to talk about Obi, right? Obi is from the city. I fucks with Obi. I got love for Obi. Okay, real talk. Now he's unhappy with his role, correct? Happy with his role. He's playing behind Juju, right? We talked about what Juju's accolades were, right?
Yes, two-time All-Star, All-NBA on the team twice. You know what I mean?
And he's tips this guy, Juju, right?
Yeah.
So Obi, I think he has raw talent, right? I think he has raw talent. You've seen when he leaks out, gets those crazy, what they call them dunks,
leg.
They have a name. I'm slipping my head.
Fucking nigga be fucking
when he leaks out on the race, get the dunks, the guns on fire.
He got a motor on him.
But other than that, he's been relegated to a spot up corner three shooter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Doesn't rebound that well, right? But I'm wondering, is it because he's playing behind Juju? Is he a little bit discouraged? Is that hindering his game? Either way, we had some leaked audio last week.
Oh shit.
Him and I think it was one of the games after Miami. Was it game 2? I forget what it was. Maybe game 4. Pardon me. I'm a little saucy.
No, it's all good, baby. It's all good.
Drunk sports talk, bro. Don't worry about it. I'll be there soon, hopefully.
Fact. Him and Tibbs going at it. He was talking reckless to Tibbs. Right?
Oh,
Tibbs,
I haven't even heard it yet.
Whoa, I'm gonna play. You want me to play it right now?
Yeah, real quick. Tibbs Tibbs is not one of those coaches you can just talk reckless to. He's a disciplinarian, right? He's not one of these serious dudes. Play the audio. Then I want to ask you, what's the future of Obi? We just drafted his brother, right?
Yeah.
And I want to see what y'all thoughts on. Will he remain a Knick? Was the play to draft his brother for him to stay?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want to see what y'all
thoughts. I feel like that was a ploy to keep him.
Let that audio go.
What are the odds? All right, I got you.
This nigga wild, bro.
Basically, that was it. He was just like, "Yo, Tibbs."
Yeah, the audio is not that great on anyone's platform.
Yeah. So he was like, basically, "Yo, Tibbs." Yo, Tibbs. Basically, like trying to, complaining about his playing time. They could have used him out there. I agree. They could have used him on the floor certain games. And Tibbs, he's old school New Yorker himself. You know what I mean? People forget that he was assistant coach for the Knicks under Van Gundy.
Indeed.
When he had hair, when he had a full set of hair. You know what I mean? So he a real school New Yorker, so he gonna talk his shit too. And he's the coach at the end of the day. But let me flip it a little bit. Let me ask you a question. Do you think maybe Obi is a victim of the system? Because the Knicks system under Thibodeau. Thibodeau's notorious for ISO plays. The isolation plays. Great defensive mind, but he's more ISO ball, and there's no ball movement.
Ball doesn't move, and that was evident in the Miami series, right?
Yeah. In the Cleveland series, I felt like Cleveland could have been us, because if we would have pulled the trigger for Spider Mitchell, maybe that could have been us. We didn't have the depth in the bench. Yeah. So I think that was Cleveland. So so we had the slight edge. But in the
they got beat up on the boards too.
Yeah, bully ball. We got bully ball.
Shout out to Mitch. Shout out to Mitch.
In the Miami series, it kind of exposed us that we don't have no good ball movement. We got the players. We got the better bench. The better team overall. We just don't got the ball movement. So what you think? Right. You think Obi just didn't play to expectations, or he was just a victim of the coaching system?
You want to fill this one, Quest?
I think it's Tibbs, man. Like, and we've seen it in so long. He's not playing these young guys. Which is why you take a Brooklyn nigga like Obi. You gonna get out of your face sooner or later, man. Like, yo, you're not even playing me a little bit.
Yeah, that's not even his image. He's a likable dude.
Yeah. It could be frustrating. And what's crazy is that it's not even the fact that he didn't even play him in the playoffs. He really didn't get no play time in the season. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And he's good. You can't expect a player to develop in a real in-time game situation when you're never in an in-game situation. You can't just keep practicing and then when they finally send you out there, you're gonna be an automatic bucket, or you're gonna make a dunk or play the defense. Nah, man, it's always gonna be different. It's always gonna be timing. And I say this just to say that I think if Tibbs can improve on that and let these young guys play, because he started doing it with Emmanuel quickly. But why? Because he had to sit down RJ Barrett, but he seems like he doesn't want to rest Julius Randle because he knows he needs Julius Randle to make some points. But then he needs some rest too. Because maybe who knows? I don't know, and I ain't no psychic, but maybe if Julius Randle had a little bit more rest throughout the season, maybe he doesn't get injured as quickly in the playoffs.
Yeah, good point. He runs. Tibbs is notorious for running his players into the ground.
Down to the ground. He rolls. And that's another good point, too, about the Thibodeau being a coach. That's why guys like Jimmy Butler don't want to play with him again. Maybe that's why Zach LaVine's camp don't want him to come over, because he coached Zach LaVine under his first season. Carl Anthony Towns has been rumors for us too. Carl Anthony Cat don't want to play with Tibbs again. Like, there's a lot of people that don't want to play with Tibbs again. So as much as I love for Tibbs, he's a coach of the year. He won a championship with Boston, blah, blah, blah. He has the New York roots. I feel like it's time for Tibbs to go. It's time for a change. I respect Tibbs. I love the coach that he came in with, but I think it's time to move on. That's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not, but that's just how I feel.
No, I agree. And just to add on to the Obi thing, I'm not questioning Obi's heart. I'm somewhat questioning his work ethic. What is he doing in the summer? Who is he training with? Obi doesn't look like he's progressed in terms of being able to really go out and get his own shot, create off the dribble. Okay. You know, I don't see the progression. I don't see a lot. His footwork hasn't improved. He doesn't get down on a block. You know what I'm saying? His rebounding is not improved. What is? I don't know. Is that Tibbs? Is that lack of effort? Is that lack of? I'm not sure. But Julius, even though it seems like he only goes left. Every year, Julius is bringing something else in his bag, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta step your game up, though, because Julius is out. Julius is here. You know what I mean?
But I feel like also now, I don't mean to cut anybody off. No. But I feel like it's also a lack of minutes because I'm looking at Obi's stats right now, and I remember vividly from last year. You remember when they weren't going nowhere? They were out of the playoffs. You remember? 40 pieces. Him and Quickly were dropping like 30 something, 40 something a piece. Even this year, he dropped 35 in one game, 32 in 21, and this was like a week before the playoffs. So if the kid gets minutes, he gonna get you buckets. Like he's
also in like meaningless games too, though. You know what I mean?
True. Like the games, like I'm saying, it was against Indiana. It was against Indiana twice and Washington. Hence those teams is trash. But they're still proven. You playing an NBA team. Even if the team is whack, you're still playing against ballers. Like NBA.
No, absolutely.
Got ballers, especially like a team like Indiana. And even Washington they had great players. They just didn't have a good team all around. So I just feel like it's a menace team. You let this kid play, he's gonna get you buckets. Like he has a mold on him. He's just playing a different system that he's accustomed to. Remember, he was coming in. Everybody was predicting him to be like an Amari type of player when he was coming out of Drayton. He'll play. He had that fadeaway. Back to the basket, could rebound. He'll run the floor. Like he'll run the floor like LeBron in Cleveland, like his first stint in Cleveland. That's how he runs the floor. So I don't know. I think it's just a menace thing. If you play this kid more, I don't know. And then the whole Jacob Toppin thing too, that's just reeling him in. Like, yo, stay with us.
That was confusing. Now, question.
Nah, because that question's a two-headed monster. Like minutes and Tibbs, potentially it could be both of their faults. Like we know it's the lack of minutes, but but then again on the flip side, like is Tibbs seeing something that we're not?
That's true too. Good point. Very good point.
Very good point.
Like, is he seeing his work ethic? Because you are right. Like, you can't come in to the new season and then just automatically just become a shooter, and then only shoot 25% from the 3-pointers.
True.
And then not even do real damage in the mid shooting range.
Right.
When you get in the ball, you're always trying to slam it. I know, we need him to see. I want to see some Hakeem Olajuwon spin moves, and because he looks like a strong dude. That's what we need, because we don't got it in Mitchell Robinson. We have it just a little bit with Julius Randle, but Julius Randle can bring it out from the 3-point line, so we don't really need that in the low key. But if Randle comes in, he switches the dynamic, because then now when Julius is out and we got a true big man in the post, that bench on the opposing team has to defend that.
Yes, sir.
They gotta play him hard. They gotta double team him, because he's gonna be backing these dudes down. Even though he's a little skinny, but he's strong. He backs him right down, give a nice little spin move. He can still dazzle him a little bit, frazzle, dazzle, like Frazier always saying.
Yeah, my man. But he's not 220. He's 6'9", 220. He could body motherfucker.
But we all know he's not working on it, because he didn't really come in this year showing us any of that. He showed us some highlights of him running down the court and dunking the shit out of the ball.
Playing up in, I think it was Gaucho Gym with Jalen Brunson.
Sometimes the JUCO.
Yeah, you took the word. Literally took the words out of my mouth. Pause, because I was getting ready to say. You remember when LeBron, before he developed the post game, who he went to see in the offseason, right?
Oh, Hakeem.
Yeah.
Baby.
Hakeem's footwork, second to none.
Impeccable.
Second to none. I don't care. You can say Shaq. You can say Ewing. Ewing had great footwork too. You can say E. Robinson. You can say Tim Duncan. Hakeem's footwork was the illest. A lot of people went to go. A lot of people work out with Hakeem.
A lot. Kobe.
If I'm Obi, I'm putting in the quarter with Hakeem. Because I know it's a perimeter game now. I know it's a 3-point shooting game now, right? But you see, Jokic, his story on bringing the team back. You know what I'm saying? He's listen. You gotta get big now too, a little something. You know what I mean? You gotta have that footwork. Luka has really good footwork. I don't know if you think Luka's footwork.
Zinga's got good footwork. I want him back from the Knicks because he got
I think the game is switching back a little bit. I don't think it's gonna go
like Dirk Nowitzki.
Yes,
Dirk Nowitzki.
You know what
I don't think it's gonna lead. I still think we're gonna have small ball. I still think we're gonna have a lot of threes being shot. But I do think that
game is coming back.
The big man, but you got to be a hybrid. You can't just be in the post either. You got to be able to shoot. You got to be able to dribble. You got to have footwork. You got to be the whole package, right?
You got to be a side court. Yes. Yeah. Piggybacking on what John is saying about the big man game, what y'all both saying. Look at the last 3 MVPs. Jokic back to back, big man, center. And Embiid this year, center. You know what I mean?
And then Giannis before that.
You know what I mean? Yeah. No, but Giannis is a power forward. You know what I mean?
He's still on the block.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
He's still on the block.
He's still on the block.
Big man game coming back. It's important. Look at when the Lakers won at the bubble. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Big man.
AD.
They had JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard. They had big men. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Still talking about Obi. You know who Obi? I feel like Obi need to pick his brain because I feel like they could be like the same type of player for like a championship winning team. Robert Horry. I feel like if he picks Robert Horry, because people forget Robert Horry had game and he didn't care coming off the bench for Houston, for Phoenix, for the Lakers, for the Spurs. And look what he did. He was Mr. Clutch for some of those teams. For the Lakers and Spurs, Mr. Clutch. So if he develops that kind of game to help us, forget about it. Imagine we go to like a finals and he plays that kind of game. Like if Jalen, Juju, or if we got like a PG or Zach or whoever the hell we get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we need a bucket, like a crucial bucket during the game. Yeah. Imagine Obi doing that for the Knicks.
Hell yeah.
That clutch, like, he like an LJ, like you know, something like that. That's what we need. That's what we need all day.
Hell yeah. Listen, World Wild West. Right, Leon Rose. This is what you sold me. You sold me that you had so much connects around the league, right? Leon Rose being a former agent for CAA, right? All these relationships. World Wide West being this basketball guard, so to speak, right? This is what they sold me. These guys were gonna come here and be able to lure the free agents here. Well, dog, it's only been Brunson. And isn't like Tibbs is golf all this some crazy like that? Something, whatever it is. Listen, it's time to do your job, buddies. Yes. You know what I'm saying? It's time to get busy, man. Listen, they're talking about Shake Milton. I like Shake Milton. Shake Milton get busy. I like Jaden McDaniels. He's a good player too. But these aren't stars. We need a superstar, certified bucket. We need something sexy up in here. You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
Those are good ancillary pieces. We need that big dog in here. Listen, get on your job. If we run it back with this play and we make a couple of little small moves, DiVincenzo might be good. Like we say, we get Shake Milton, we get maybe Jaden McDaniels, the kid we just drafted, the other undrafted kid, I forget his name.
Jenny Martin.
Yeah, he's a good slash and everything. I get all that, but that's not gonna beat. If Dame goes to Miami, that's not beating Dame. Celtics got Porzingis. Phoenix got Bradley Beal. Chris Paul is now with Golden State.
Oh my God. Jason Collins went to Utah.
What's the name just signed? Nas Reed re-signed their own player. Nas Reed.
That was a stupid deal. The Minnesota Timberwolves. They have 3 centers, and the 3 centers is on the payroll for $440 million.
I think they're getting ready to move Cat though. That's what it is. You think
they're getting ready to move Cat?
I think they're getting ready. I think Cat. At some point they're gonna move Cat. They want to get off that salary. They got Gobert. That kid Nas is alright, man. He shows some stuff last year.
He's good.
But
he's good.
Time to make a move, guys. Show me what you're here for. Now, if you're hindering deals, like Rich Paul don't want to work with you, like what good are you here?
Yeah.
What good, you know what I mean? You don't give interviews. You never give any insight into what the thinking is and the mindset behind the Knicks is, right?
Yeah.
So
what's going on?
It's time to make a move. You know what I'm saying?
I agree 100%. Salute to that. I'll take a shot.
Let's take a shot. Let's take a shot.
Let's take
a shot for that. Salute. Leon Rose, let's get the job done.
Yeah, man. World Wide West, like, what's up? And then the thing is, I know we in another GM hunt too.
Then we just got the dude. Then we just get the.
We signed him, the Rojas guy.
Right? From
but he was in house. He was in house because we just let Scott Perry go.
We let Scott Perry go.
But the guy that's in house that I think they took over now, I don't know his name. I think it's Rojas.
Yeah.
he really didn't do much for the deal. Even though we wound up winning that, but he didn't really, do much for the Knicks when we were trying to get Donovan. But also that's a Danny Ainge thing too, because Danny Ainge is a little red ass bastard. He was just acting the Knicks too much.
Trying to run the score up on
them. Trying to fuck over the Knicks too much because he sent Donovan to Cleveland for nothing, even though Larry Marketing is a bona fide stud.
Gerson Rojas, you're right. Yeah.
Rojas. I know it's Rojas.
Like we all know Leon Rose is pulling the strings.
Yeah, man. Imagine if the Knicks go out and get Myers, GM that was with Golden State, Bob Myers.
I would.
That's a win right there.
I would have loved that.
That's cool. That's some cool.
Indeed.
That's cool.
Listen, man. Before we get out of here, man. We getting ready to close out. I wanted to ask y'all something, man. We got about 5-6 minutes. What? And we're gonna transition out of the Knicks. We're gonna talk NBA now. We're gonna, by the way, Drunk Sports Talk, our inaugural episode.
Yes, sir.
First one, right? I'm gonna
take a shot to that, yo.
First episode ever, baby. Drunk Sports Talk to many, many more.
First episode, take a shot. Now, look, we're gonna talk. We're gonna get into football. We're gonna get into Giants. We're gonna get into Jets. We're gonna get into Yankees a little bit. We're gonna get into Mets. We're gonna talk everything. We're not only gonna talk New York. It's a New York-based show, correct? But we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk all NBA. We're gonna talk all NFL. We're gonna Sundays. We're gonna run the boxing MMA show.
Yes,
so do me a favor. Please hit the like. Please hit the subscribe. Help us grow. I'm stirring a little bit, but that's the whole point because I'm drunk.
Yes, sir. That's what we do it, baby.
That's the whole point, right?
Absolutely.
Talk.
Hit the like, hit the subscribe, support the show. We're trying to grow. We're on the road. Brand new show. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. So please hit support. You know what I'm saying?
Make sure y'all follow us on IG and Twitter, John Sports Talk, baby, and on YouTube as well.
Absolutely. And leave your comments down in the comment section. Be respectful, please. You know what I'm saying? And other than that, man,
don't. If you're not respectful, I'm coming for your ass.
Word, all of us.
We bite
from
back.
New York. Yeah. I snap, bro. Trust me.
We clap back out here.
Bottom line. When it's all said and done, when this roster is shaped up, before we get out of here, what do you see
for the Knicks?
Yeah.
Q, you want to go first?
You can go.
For the Knicks, what I see for this upcoming season, I'll be honest, it's moving slow for me right now. Like, my anxiety's up through the fucking roof. Like, I'm like, we should have pulled the trigger a couple of weeks back. Like, once the season was over, pull some triggers. They making me way too much. But I feel like good things are coming. I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know what's their mindset for this year. I'm hearing too much about next year. They're waiting for next year on the big free agency that's coming next year. Giannis. I don't know who else that's coming.
Yeah, Embiid. Where I'm hearing Embiid.
Embiid, Giannis. They monitoring the Embiid situation. Process don't look like he want to process no more. He looked like he want a different situation. You know what I mean? So I would love him to come over here. I would love Giannis over here. But me, I'm a time is now. You got Jalen Brunson right now. We got a point guard, right? We got a point guard right now.
Indeed.
How much he signed for? This is his first year. He signed for 4 years, right?
120, I think, something like that in that
ballpark.
4
years, I think 114.
We need to win
like
in that span of 4 years because if we don't win in that span of 4 years, when he becomes a free agent, he's gonna want that bag, and he's proven in 1 year already that he deserves the bag.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I feel like the time is fucking now. They need to make moves now. Fuck next year. Fuck the year after that. The time is now. Think for today.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow will come. That's all I'm gonna say.
Absolutely. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say it's an arms race in the East Coast. I mean, on the East Coast, right?
Yeah, because our rivals got better.
Right? You know. I got the feeling it's a game of chicken between Dame Time and Portland Brass. I think somebody's gonna budge at some point, and I think you're gonna see Dame in Miami. Mambo, take it easy, Mambo. Relax. You know what I'm saying? But
Mambo
I think
Cancun with Miami.
You know what I mean? You're gonna see. I think you're gonna see Dame in Miami. Dame, Jimmy Butler, Strus. I don't know where he's a free agent, but that's gonna be it. I would take Truce too. That's a dangerous team.
He's on the radar.
Caleb Martin, Tyler Hero, but Tyler Hero might go in the trade. Whatever. They're gonna get better, I believe. Pat Riley's is a dog, right?
Fuck Pat Riley.
We need to land an all-star, and we need to keep up. We can't get lost in the sauce. Like I said, Boston has gotten better. You know, Harden's probably gonna go back to the Sixers, so Sixers is always gonna be a threat. Like Celtics got better. Miami's probably gonna get better. You have Atlanta sniffing around. They're trying to get Paul George too.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, you know, obviously Collins left, but you still have Murray. You still have Trey. What's his name? Trey Young.
But for how long? Because they have grown too.
But let's make a move. That's all I'm saying. I see the Knicks 3-and-D guys, a strong wing, and some and maybe fortify the bench up a little bit when if some of our bench players go, whoever it might be. But yeah, man, that's it, man. You know what I'm saying? Word up, man. I think we did what we supposed to do today. You know what I'm saying? What about y'all?
Oh, everything was lovely, baby.
I agree.
Should we end it off with a shot?
I agree.
I'm gonna be
End
lit.
it off with a shot, kid.
End it off with a shot.
Yeah.
We're gonna do the. Oh,
But
hey,
yo,
closing
you
out,
want to
right?
hear some? You want to hear some with me?
No, Ed closing out with the close out.
Oh yeah.
Off the dome.
Now, go ahead.
Yeah, now Ed's gonna close it out, but I just want to add to that, man.
Yeah.
I just want to keep it short and simple. We need to keep it funky and fresh, like New York always do. You know what I mean? Keep it funky and fresh, and keep something going. We can't just be stagnant. We have to make even if it's a small splash into the pond. We need to do something. Boom, keep it moving. If we get to 4th and 5th place again next year, so even if we get Paul George or Levine, damn, but they better hold up and they better hold up to this, all this talking and all this holding out of everything that they got, and get some big dogs into it.
Word.
Big shit.
Word.
Right? I don't want to hear nothing. You know,
Word.
like and they gotta do it, because if
Word.
they don't, then I'm gonna be depressed in 2025, son. Yes. You know, you can't keep me waiting. Like, they're doing good. But if that's what they do, just keep it fresh and funky. They don't need to do nothing crazy. Just change it up. Because people already know how we played last year. If we come back with the same shenanigans, we're going to get fucking run out of the building.
Word. I'll take a shot to that before our last toast. I'll take a shot to that.
I'll close it out if y'all don't mind. Ready?
Close it out, my G. Close it out, my G.
Close it. To the New York Knicks,
yes,
we ask that the basketball gods come down and bless us with a dog.
Yes.
That get busy. You
A
heard?
couple dogs. We need some DMXs on our team. We need some DMXs on our team.
I want a whole litter.
Word. A bunch of rough riders, no homo.
And no matter what, the city gonna be lit. We was at the Garden the other night. Shout out to Edgar Belanga.
That's it.
Word.
Yo, you're ready, baby. Yes,
the city's ready to go. The city's ready to be on fire. You feel what I'm saying? So with the style, what if Jadakiss saying blood pressure? Yo, the headphones is on fire.
Fire.
You feel what I'm saying?
That's all they waiting for.
And drunk sports talk, we on fire, kid. Don't play with me.
That's it.
Quick soundbite.
You already know, baby.
Oh.
We run New York.
Talk to me. Salute.
Run New York, baby. Salute.
Salute.
See you next time. Hit the like and subscribe. It's all love.
So love, baby.
Deuces. Salute, my G's.
Peace.